Hi, I'm Lisa. Welcome back to my channel. This is my random recipes. These are the desserts. I'm currently working my way through the cakes. Did you miss me? Just in case you didn't know, I got back from a great vacation. I live in the western United States and I just took a trip by train to the East Coast. I will share bits and pieces of my trip over the next few weeks. That way I get to savor memories of my trip. Today's recipe is from my mom. She didn't create the recipe, but this is from back from the days when she worked full-time and she and her coworkers would share recipes during their breaks and their lunches. Today's recipe is called carrot bars. This is an easy recipe and it's kind of unique. It's unique because it uses baby food carrots instead of fresh carrots. It has always been a popular contribution to potlucks and other such things. Besides being easy to make because it uses the baby food carrots instead of fresh ones, so no shredding, it's also a very moist cake. This is a good one to add to your collection. I think you're going to like this one. Let's go ahead and get started. So I got my big bowl today. We're starting off with 4 eggs. Okay, so 4 eggs beaten. We're going to break up the yolks. So here's my bowl. In go the eggs. And then 2 cups of flour. That's 2 cups, all-purpose flour. And then 2 teaspoons of baking soda, right there. So 1 tablespoon of cinnamon. 1 1/4 cups of oil. And we have 2 cups of baby food carrots. Baby food carrots have varied in quantity. The size of the containers has changed over the years quite a bit. It used to just call for 4 jars of baby food carrots. That's no longer accurate because obviously they're not jars. So at one point I measured out how much 4 jars of baby food carrots were at that time, and it came out to 2 cups. So this is a little bit less. 4 of those is a little bit less than 2 cups. And so I have to go about 4 1/2 of those. I'm thinking you could probably do this with sweet potatoes. See what else do they have baby food that would be good for this. Okay, and then 2 cups of granulated sugar. All right, now we're just going to stir it up. And I don't want any big lumps of flour. See how easy that is? You don't have to grate any carrots. I think we're pretty good. So then it's going into a 9x13. You want it greased, I just use pan spray. That'll work. This is going to go into a 350-degree oven. It's going to bake for 20 to 30 minutes or until a toothpick inserted in the middle comes out clean. I'm going to pause this for a little bit. I just took the carrot bars out of the oven. They baked for a total of 37 minutes. I checked them at 20 minutes. They were still soupy. I turned them 180 degrees, let it go for another 10 minutes, and it was still pretty wet in the middle at 30 minutes. So I thought, well, let's not go 40. Let's give it, do somewhere in between. So I did 37 minutes. That worked really well. Take them out. They're got to cool. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and make the frosting. We're going to make a cream cheese frosting. So I'm going to turn this down again so you can see. So this is a 8-ounce block of cream cheese. And it has been sitting out for quite a while, so it is pretty soft. And then to that, we're going to add 1/4 cup of melted butter. I just took this out of the microwave. I microwaved it for about 30 seconds to melt it. It's still pretty warm, but I think it'll be okay. And then we add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So we're going to start with our wet ingredients. And I'm going to use my old hand mixer. I think it should be sufficient for this job. I generally start off with a low speed just to get things going. Okay. And then we can add, it says to use 2 cups of powdered sugar. I tend to vary it. I kind of just play it by ear. I've got enough here to do 2 cups if I need it. But again, I just sort of play by ear. When it looks right to me, then I stop. And this isn't a huge cake, so we don't need a ton of frosting. I think we're good. Okay, so I'm gonna pause my camera once again. We have to wait for the care bars to completely cool before we can frost them. But so the frosting's ready, the cake is cooling. When it's cool, I will be back. See you in a bit. So let's frost some carrot bars. I'll turn this down so you can see. So here are the carrot bars. They are kind of still warm. I do have my cream cheese frosting here. And we'll just go ahead and slather it on. It took about 37 minutes to bake. The instructions said 20 to 30, but it just wasn't really done at 30 minutes. See, that was easy, huh? Hardly took any time at all. This is my carrot bars all finished up. I'm gonna cut one out and we'll give it a try. It looks very fluffy. All right, let's get out from under there. There's the finished product, and this is a piece of the carrot bars. I'll turn this up so you get to watch me try this out. I've had this before, it's been a while. It is lovely and moist. One thing I like about this one, the carrots where you have to grate them, you always have the shreds of carrot, the texture in the carrot bar. It's just a smoother texture, so it's actually very nice. It's quite fluffy. It's very moist. I like the cream cheese frosting. So this is a sheet cake, not a layer cake, but that's why it's called carrot bars, instead of carrot cake. It does have the cream cheese frosting that it goes so well with carrot cake. One challenging aspect of this recipe was originally it called for 4 jars of baby food, but the baby food has containers, the jars containers, have varied in size considerably over the years. At one point, while those jars were still available, I actually measured out how much carrots were needed for the recipe, and it came out to 2 cups. So that way I know the exact measurement by volume that's required for this recipe, rather than having a certain number of containers. Because as you saw, it took me 4.5 of the containers to get the 2 cups. Well, next time I'm going to be breaking out the chocolate. Chocolate's always a good idea, right? I will include the ingredients and the preparation for the carrot bars in the description below. If you have any questions or other feedback for me, please feel free to reach out to me in the comments. I really do love hearing from you. If you do give this recipe a try, please drop an emoji into the comments and let me know what you think. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. It helps my channel to continue to grow. Thanks for joining me on my journey through the desserts and through the cakes. And speaking of journeys, I will include a few pictures of the first leg of my vacation. I really had a great time on my vacation. The only problem with vacations is it leaves me wanting more. I look forward to seeing you again next time. Bye! This is the scenery from Montana through North Dakota. And this is the skyline coming into Chicago. This is the lobby of the hotel I stayed at when I was in Chicago.